All right. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Where's my thing that I always forget?
Between your legs.
No, I always remember that. It's a small problem, but I'm dealing with it. Seriously, I just edited it. Where is it?
Full sizes and everything.
Oh, there it is. All right. So, when last we saw our heroes, Nate, the human ranger, Gobs, the Simic hybrid warlock, Othokent, the lizard folk life domain cleric, Talah, the half-orc druid, and Abraham Grissom, the human wizard. Our friends had gotten all their equipment together and were ready to take on their journey out across the sands to the mine to hopefully find some living steel. When, as they stepped out of the hotel, they met their favorite hot dog vendor.
We think.
Upon seeing him standing across the street serving hot dogs at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is perfectly normal and typical, Gobs realized that there was a thin line of magical energy running throughout the square, and upon noticing it and bringing it to everybody else's attention, they were sucked into a pocket dimension run by the hot dog man.
We got the suck.
Praise be his name, to which they must go through the several levels of his challenge in order to figure out what's going on, who he is, what he's doing, what kind of toppings he likes on his pizza. And they started off by having 5 siblings that they had to interrogate in very specific ways in order to figure out who killed their father. After quickly and astutely discerning the pattern to their speeches, they were able to overcome this obstacle, to which a door has appeared, and they walked through it. Upon walking through it, they are staring at an obelisk made of stone with sandy dirt all around and a withered small tree in front of them. As a note, I completely forgot to do something. There was supposed to be a chest next to the door as you guys walked out, so now it's next to the door as you or the door you were going to walk through. So now it's sitting next to you guys right now. So as you walk through this door and you see the scene, there is a chest immediately to your left. But that's where we're going to pick up the game.
I
So,
just have a quick note, though.
mm-hmm.
I don't think any of us European people thought anything about a hot dog vendor selling hot dogs at 7 a.m. Because that just
That's
seemed like something
normal.
America would do.
Oh, I just figured you had like sausage vendors like early in the morning, like selling breakfast sausages. Like that's like
Yeah.
a northern Germany, Denmark thing, you know.
No, I just figured it was a thing in America because you eat like burritos for breakfast.
Hey, look, you leave my
Yes.
brisket burritos alone, sir.
The only good breakfast burritos in the morning are the ones sold by the Mexican that drove up in that
A weird little truck.
little truck, and he's got it in a little steamer truck, and he's like, "Here you go, guys." And he's serving to all the construction workers.
Oh, they're so good.
And those construction workers are lined up to get their breakfast burritos.
Yep.
And he says, "Here you go, miss," to every man there.
Yes. Yes.
And they don't give a shit because it's burritos, man.
I know where 3 of them have a tendency to stake out around my house, and when I really want one, I will go get cash, and I will go buy, and I will purchase 3 to 4 of them.
Like seriously, food
and I
trucks,
will die, but they're the best things ever.
Food trucks are some of the best food you'll ever get because they are short operation, so they are not worried about skimping so many times like say a restaurant because they got to keep the doors open from X hour to X hour. Food trucks are open as long as they have stuff.
Yep.
So when they're out of stuff, they're done doing business. So you get good stuff.
Yep.
Trucks.
But so yeah, as you guys have stepped through the doorway, you see again, you're kind of in a round room. There's an obelisk in front of you made out of stone. There is again, it is very. It's not sand. It's very dry, like very tan dirt. And a small withered tree in front of you, like plant. I'm talking like 4 or 5 feet, not 4 or 5 feet, 4 or 5 inches tall. And again, there is a chest to your left, a large wooden chest. and that's where we'll start the game. So, what would you guys like to do?
So we're fully healed?
Nope.
Didn't think so.
Nope.
Me.
Hot Dog Man, are you still with us?
You know, you could have at any point asked my name, right?
Yeah, I realize that. This is
Okay.
more fun.
Uh
You
huh.
could have also offered it at any point too.
Don't give things away.
Then what's this? Point to the chest.
Oh, well, that's your reward. You earned that.
Oh, I see.
Well,
Well, let's check its content then. Flash
Right.
open.
As you
it's
open
not
the
trapped,
chest,
is it?
It explodes.
it explodes. No, it doesn't explode. So due to the nature of how this chest works, you will know what these items do as you pull them out. So first is a +1 adamantine chain shirt of phasing. So it's a +1 chain shirt made from adamantite, and its phasing ability does that. And it does take an action to activate it. There's also a pair of boots, which are the boots of the Wonderland, or Winterland, sorry, Winter Wonderland. So it's the boots of the Winterland, but they have an additional effect on them as well. I will pop those in for you guys.
I'm putting the items in game chat, by the way.
Okay, that's fine. And then there are also 3 scrolls. These scrolls have special names. They can be used, like say you wanted to use them to put them in a spell book, you can do that just like a normal spell of that. But these spells also have special effects when they're cast from the scroll specifically. So again, if you copy one of these into your spell book, it only gets the base spell effect in your spell book. It does not get the additional effect. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Wishart, I think that's for you.
Yes. So it's a single-use scroll that has an additional effect.
Yep. Or you can copy it into your spell book.
And at
And
which point it would gain that effect?
it does not gain the effect if you copy it into your spell book.
Question, just for clarification, I can't quite recall. Scrolls are used upon copying into the spellbook?
Correct. They are destroyed upon copying into spellbook because you have to make a roll, and if you fail the roll, they're destroyed. So there is a risk to copy them into your spellbook. So just for anybody, say anybody's watching this, so the first one is the Scroll of Dimensional Echo. It casts Misty Step at 2nd level, but when you use it, it leaves behind, when you use it from the scroll, it leaves behind an illusory duplicate of the caster that persists for 1 round in the place that he Misty Stepped from. It distracts the enemies and provides advantage on the caster's next attack. Scroll of Enigmatic Ward. It's arcane. It casts the spell Arcane Eye at 4th level, but the additional effect on it is that it's cloaked in an enigmatic aura, granting it the ability to see invisible creatures and objects when you use it from the scroll. And the last one is a Scroll of Luminous Reprieve. It casts Heal at 6th level, and when you cast with the scroll, not only does it restore the appropriate hit points as the spell, but it will also remove 1 condition, be it poison, paralyzed, etc., from said target.
Dead.
Rad. So, Frostwalk, that's just the basically walk on water thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep, you basically get to walk on water for 10 minutes. So you get all the normal things that a Boots of the Wonderland can do, plus that.
Exciting stuff.
And chain shirt would be the medium armor chain shirt then.
Yes. And it is +1, and it's adamantite. So you get the adamantite properties, you get the change shirt +1 properties, and you get the phasing ability.
Critical
Adamantite
immunity.
properties.
Yeah,
Yeah,
adamantite makes you immune to critical hits
Oh damn!
and
I
sneak
forgot that.
attack. Yeah. Well, by that nature, you'd be immune to sneak attack, but yeah, makes you immune to crits.
Turns into a normal hit, but that's still better than a crit, especially if you're fighting a paladin.
Yep.
Yeah, so can Milla use that, or I guess Nari?
Well, definitely not Othokent. Doesn't wear armor.
I think I can wear it. I'm just checking. I'm proficient with medium armor. But I'm already wearing a half plate. So if I were to wear that particular one, I'd be lowering my AC by 1, but I'd gain the phasing ability
And crit immunity.
and crit immunity. That might actually be worth.
I
So
mean, we only
this isn't something you necessarily have to decide right this minute, but there are tangible rewards for succeeding.
You
So
can
if I
always
understand
rearrange
this,
later.
of course.
so if I understand this process right, it's either win, get stuff, or lose and die.
And at the end of it, we have more responsibilities.
I
Really?
mean, this is, my master allowed me to take this route with you. He wanted to go straight to the or die part, so I'm just trying to give you guys a chance.
No offense, Mr. Hot Dog Man. Your master sounds kind of like what the youngins nowadays call an asshole.
I don't disagree whatsoever, but I don't have a choice in the matter.
Fair enough.
Who is your
Yeah.
master again?
Who is your master and what does he do?
Our mom says, all right, never mind, we're stopping there. He goes, I'll be honest with you, I'm not at liberty to say. I wish I was. I wish I could tell you, set you free, let you go kill him. It would make my life tremendously better.
Gugalana?
I don't know what that is.
Hmm.
That's good.
Comes
At least
pensive
we
all
know
of
a
a sudden.
gender.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Nexus? I didn't hear that.
Oh, me?
Yes.
Yeah.
What would you say?
I just said, at least we know a gender now.
Him.
It's a
yeah, kill him. Yeah.
Oh, it's a
Dude.
lie.
Or it's a nothing term and doesn't mean anything.
Can we do like a guess who thing? Like ask a question, you say yes or no, and we try and figure out who it is?
Can we get the little flippy flings up? The guess who little flippy things up with the faces, and we just flip them down as we go through? Does he have glasses?
Does he have a
Nope.
red mustache?
Does he have a red mustache? Nope.
Let me put it this way. I'll tell you what I can tell you. We're pretty sure you haven't met him.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. That makes any guessing moot.
Well, depends. Do we know him?
What, biblically?
No, off.
He sighs. He goes,
I can tell you
"Jeez."
I do.
All right. Well, I tell you what. I'm gonna go to the pub. You guys figure this out.
No. Sorry.
I'll be back in a little bit.
Sorry.
Wait, you're able to leave here?
Wait, you guys get paid? So we take the loot, and there's a door, another doorway to go into to proceed to the next test, as I understand it.
No. So in the room you're in a circular room as you
Okay.
walk through the door.
And the chest is inside that room, and that's the test
Yeah,
room.
it's just inside to the left, right
Okay.
after you step through. In front of you is the stone obelisk. The dirt that I previously described covers the floor all the way around, and there's the one very small wilted plant.
Well, what kind of plant is it? Can we smoke it?
What?
If you try hard enough, you can smoke any plant.
I
Except
guess
maybe
so.
ironwood.
Read stories of kids trying to smoke corn frass. Didn't work out so well for them.
What happened to them?
They just puked their guts out. Very disgusting. Trying to mimic their adults.
Like literally the guts?
No. I mean, I guess it could. I mean, if you mixed in some bit of Neverbloom, get a bit of a nightshade, and could maybe get somebody to puke their guts out. I mean, oh, so what do you think? If you wanted to get somebody to smoke something to puke their guts out, what would you mix in there?
Ipecac.
Wait, no, that's.
I think I'd get something to eat whatever plant I intend them to smoke, then have them puke it up, dry it out, then scrape it off of whatever it was, then just put that in.
This
Because-
conversation is disgusting, and I'm moving it on. Sorry, hot dog man. Can you please come back and tell us what we're supposed to do? I'm sorry for my prior transgression.
There is no response. He has literally left and gone to the pub.
I
God.
believe-
Lefender, damn this.
Well, should we just divvy up this stuff, wear it for now, and then have a short rest, get our breath before we move on?
Yeah, I think catching our breath might not be the worst idea.
I mean, considering we don't know what to do, and we might fuck up if we don't know what. Sure. Sit and breathe.
I don't know.
Can I get perception checks from everybody?
Fine, but only because you're cute.
Even Abraham catches this. There's an obelisk in the room. You might want to take a look at it.
Fine.
Yeah, but we've also seen a space odyssey, and we know where that leads. That leads to humanity. We're not doing
Fine, Soundscream. I will look at your giant phallus.
Thank you. Tattooed on the side of it, as you look at the obelisk, as you kind of walk around a little bit before you guys take your rest, you do see writing on it.
Hmm.
If you'd like to go up and read it, just let me know.
Yes, I'd like to read it.
Thank you. As you walk up and you read what it says embrace nature and reap her harvest.
something about this being a phallus.
Embrace nature.
You okay,
Simple.
Cyntari?
All right, I
Embrace
killed
nature and reap
Sin,
our
you with
harvest.
us?
Yeah, I'm right here, bud.
Okay, just making sure.
I was about to say I killed Sin. I'm going for Doc next.
No, you can't do this to me.
Why? Anyways, embracing nature. It is either really, really straightforward or super cryptic. Yay.
So embrace nature and reap a bounty. That was the line, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it in common?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any nature here?
There's
this
the
withered plant.
small withered plant.
So who's up for fucking a tree?
What?
I mean, maybe just
Embrace nature and reap her bounty.
Reap.
you can
Reap,
hug
not the other
people.
word. Not the other word.
No,
Reap.
I said reap.
Yeah, I'm just making sure you understand. Plants can't consent.
What kind of
You-
messed up relation do you have with your fat? Oh wait, I know that
Yeah,
already.
yeah. You're like, nah, this tracks.
Are you sure that's a path you want to go down? You want to unpack that right now?
I think I already know what goes down that path. It
You
leads to me
know you can
considering murdering
embrace
your mother.
people without it going sexual.
I can tell you it's not
It's
me.
called a hug.
What in the world is a hug?
Oh my god.
Well, hugs from a goblin's perspective is probably a lot of crotch-based interactions.
I guess.
I thought you said this wouldn't go sexual. So what? We hug the tree?
Sorry. I think that. I mean, considering the plant is withered, maybe we should try and help it a little bit.
Oh, I have a water skin here. Can pour
So
some
pee
water
on it?
What did you?
No.
Pee on
You-
it.
No.
He can come back when he starts thinking better.
Thank you. But sure, give it a little water. I don't. I'm not. I'm not Talah. I'm not good with all that nature magic. But if nothing else, I do have healing spells if I'm allowed to use those. Though if I'm not, they just won't work.
Yeah.
I will say this: those of you who can cast spells do no longer feel whatever it was that was blocking you before.
All right. I mean, I could try and give it a small touch of the divine and see if that will help. I mean, I am carrying favor with the Morning Lord, the real god of the sun.
Sure.
I think it's
Could
better than
we
anything I can
perhaps
do to it.
start off with water, since
Yes.
that's a pretty normal resource?
Maybe we should check if there's something else in the room. They might be intending for us to use what's around us before we start taking our own stuff.
There's literally nothing else in this room. You can't even really see the walls. It's just like there's an edge to the circle where the dirt is, and there's just pure whiteness there.
All right.
So the only thing in here is dirt, tree, obelisk, chest that you guys got the presents out of, or your rewards out of.
So why is there an obelisk here? This could have been a sign. The obelisk gotta mean something, right?
I mean, it has a message on it.
Either way, I think watering the tree is probably a good start, yeah.
All right.
Pour water on it.
Okay, so who is pouring the water?
Nathaniel.
Nate.
All right, survival or nature check, whichever's higher.
Oh dear. Oh no.
I'm actually going to give you advantage on this because you
Beautiful.
hang out with Talah all the time. So
Thank you.
you know you don't want to pour it necessarily directly on the leaves, especially as dried out and brittle as it is. You'd be worried that the weight of the water, what little would stay on it, could still snap things. So you
Yeah.
pour the water at the base of the tree, or the little sapling or whatever it is. As you do so, you notice as the water sinks in, the dirt goes from that dry, dusty tan to a black, rich earth color. So suddenly it's
Oh.
full of nutrients and things like that.
Looks like
and-
good soil.
And then we'll do perception checks from everybody with Abraham as you get advantage. Abraham.
Sick.
Okay, so Abraham, Nate, and Gobs notice this. As that earth turns to that dark color, you do see faint little lines of green arcane energy flowing through the dirt towards the obelisk, and there's little lines starting to appear on the obelisk. Just for a moment, the lines are still there. They're very, very faint. And the leaves have started to green just a little bit.
Is there any way to infer what this energy is doing?
Give me an Arcana check. Okay. So this, you've actually read something about things like this before, where like different wizard tests and arcane tests, they would have a magical pillar or door or something like that. That as you proceeded through passing the test, it would eventually complete, and it would unlock the door or provide the item you were after, or things like that. So think of it like whatever you're doing to the tree, and by following the instructions that are on the lock, you will unlock whatever it is that it's going to do.
I see. It's a fancy puzzle to unlock a way to the next door. All we're doing is just charging the mechanism. So whatever is enchanted in this room or place is just enabling us to pass through. Hence, makes sense, the test and everything like that, but it's just one gigantic magical structure. Gears and cogs binding together.
So just follow the instructions and we'll get through, basically.
I believe that's what the hot dog man told us, anyways, in not so many words. But
All right.
there's some comfort in understanding your environment from your own perspective. And looks at the obelisk and starts tracing the lines and trying to determine if there's other circuitry essentially in place, and maybe you can run the lines back to the mechanism that needs to be engaged.
You can't get it all the way to the mechanism, but you can tell, like, as you now start and look at it closer, because of the nat 20 on it, I'll give you this. You can tell that, like, the lines that you see, if they were a pipe, right, or like a pipe, they're only at about a third capacity. So you believe as more throughput is put through, the lines will become more visible, and that will likely unlock it.
I'm just trying to find the next thing. This tree is one thing, and all we have is a tree, dirt, and this obelisk. I'm just trying to, like, where's the next one if it's not full? So I was like trying to, like, from the obelisk, trying to trace the line back to the...
So when you go down, they all come straight from the tree.
All of them.
Yeah, they're all fed. All the pipelines are fed from the tree. The arcane pipelines are all from the tree.
All these lines go all to the tree. There's no other battery here. No other power source.
So keep feeding the tree then.
Yes, but do we know to keep giving it more? You can overwater, right? There weren't many plants. I only had books on Neap.
I mean, I
Can
guess
we give it light or something?
Maybe, but what kind of light? Would a torch work? Do torches work for plants?
Maybe.
Not really.
No, they need some kind of sunlight.
Well, there's no sun in here. We're in a void.
Do we have a sun spell? Can you make artificial sun?
Yes, but if you're not powerful enough to summon the literal sun in the sky above me, I could set down a gigantic ball of fire, but that's about as much light as I can produce.
Everybody give me nature checks, if you could.
I'm just playing my character, right?
No, that's fine.
Fire bad!
Okay, so Gob, something hit you, right?
Literally.
All you guys did was pour a little bit of water, and it had a dramatic effect on it. So it may not be it may not be necessarily the action you take, but the intent.
Well,
So you may not have to summon the actual sun, but maybe giving it light would work. Maybe, what else? You start to think and understand. Hey, water doesn't turn dirt. Plants don't heal that quickly. Giving it water was one of the things we could do to help encourage this plant to grow. What else could we do?
well, if we do need light from something that's natural, it's debatable, but it still comes from me. I am going to try something. I'm going to
Give it a
cast
try.
Produce Flame. I'm not trying to hurt the plant. I'm going by the description.
So the fire that generates in your hand, it doesn't have a negative effect on the plant, but also does not have a positive effect.
Well, it was worth a try. I could still try and see if I can give it nutrients through giving it some life energy. That might help.
I mean,
Sure.
try.
Like,
Life
give it a
energy is
shot.
universal, I think.
I'm going to
Yeah.
gently touch the plant and cast Cure Wounds.
As you do, the plant begins to straighten and rapidly grows. It's now about 4 feet tall. And starting to have branches and everything come out of it over the couple seconds it takes for all of that to happen. So it is a small tree at this point. Abraham, you can see well, everybody could probably see him flowing, but you were watching when this happened, and you could see the arcane energy that's going from the tree to the obelisk has increased again. So it looks like you just need maybe one more thing to make it unlock whatever it is going to unlock.
I remember hearing that you can like encourage plants with music or by talking gently to them. I have music on my phone, but I don't think it's gonna enjoy it.
Oh, I can play a tune.
Sure, give it a try.
I cast Chill Touch. Kidding.
No.
Playing my instrument. What kind of
That would be a
stat is that?
performance check.
If Abraham
charisma.
casts,
It would either be it would probably be a dexterity, or I would let you substitute a intelligence check in place.
I was about to say, if Abraham casts Chill Touch on the plant, I cast Strangle Old Man on Abraham.
And those
Act-
gauntlets will help too.
Actually, blood
So you're
can be
saying
used
I
as
can use
fertilizer.
dexterity for playing my pan flute?
Yes.
Badass.
Yeah, you're like a speed metal and like power metal. You're just going for like pure
Look,
speed.
I'm gonna say this knowing where this is gonna go, but your dexterity is what assists with your fingering.
Yeah,
On the
That
flute.
makes sense.
That's what I was getting at without saying it.
Oh, come on.
It's still good enough. So as you play, the tree branches actually start to sway a bit, and it continues to grow, and now grows into a full-fledged 16, 17-foot tree. As Nate continues to play, the tree begins to flower. The flowers then fold up into fruit, and the fruit grows and ripens, and it is a large apple tree.
Now, who's got a scythe?
Additionally, as this energy, you see the energy continue to flow to the obelisk as this last surge rolls through it. The obelisk condenses all the energy stops flowing from the tree, and two large burlap sacks appear next to the obelisk, one on one side, one on the other, and a door appears to the left.
Well, that was nice. A lot better than the brain aneurysm I got earlier today.
Yeah.
Certainly.
So, burlap sacks.
Also, side note, again, because of that net 20, I'm gonna let Abraham notice this. The fruit that has grown, it's very faint, but some of the arcane nature energy is inside the fruit.
I take the fruit off
Mhm.
the tree. Is it still glittering with arcane energy inside of it?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing something with the intent of sharing. I'm taking a bite
Okay.
and I'm passing it down to the next person because I
Well,
think the intent of
as you take a bite,
was for all of us to reap the benefits or something.
I need you to roll 64. You're gaining 20 hit points.
Again, it's a small bite. I'm passing it on.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, man, it's juicy. A little tingly. Oh, real tingly.
The closest would be
Yeah.
Nate, I'm guessing.
Sure, Nate takes a bite.
Okay, 64.
I'm rolling 64.
Yes. You got 64.
64. All right, you receive 22 points of healing.
Woo.
Go ahead, Otho.
I believe I should go last as I have the biggest mouth.
Well, and you're allergic to them because, as we all know, an apple a day.
Keeps the doctor
Uh-huh.
away. If I
hate
eat it,
you
I'll
all.
explode.
I hate you all so much.
Yeah, when it gets to him, I'm like, you take 8d6 necrotic damage. What are you doing? You're a doctor. You knew better. No, go ahead. Roll your 66 or
All right.
64. Sorry.
Preferential treatment right there.
All right, you receive 21 hit points.
All right, and I'm gonna pass it on to Otho and go, are you sure about this?
Yes, don't worry. I am trained in this.
Just eating it, kernel and all.
I mean,
You receive 20 hit points.
oh, how nice.
And none of the rest of the apples are glowing, but it was a very delicious apple.
Mm.
You can do what you wish from there. And also,
Keep
don't
pouring
forget
water. Play a jig. We got a whole business we can start with this stuff. Make applesauce that heals people. Come on.
I don't think that was the intention, dear Abraham.
You know, this would have been a perfect way to get us to eat poison.
Who's to say there's not nanites in there that are tracking our location? Only to... Kidding. 5G.
What's it?
I mean, I'm already doing that to all of you.
Huh?
What's a nanite?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's a nanny that only works at night.
Also, don't
Uh-huh.
forget, 2 very large burlap sacks appeared.
All right, I'm gonna check one of the sacks.
Okay, the first one you open is full of heavy, thick, red dirt.
I have a bunch of dirt. It's red.
The bag is
I got a jar of
incredibly heavy.
dirt.
It's clay. It's very clay heavy.
Can I lift it?
You can give me a strength check. No, you cannot.
Okay, there's red dirt right here. Carrying it over. Just in a moment.
Please, if you
Red
sprain something
dirt?
in your if you sprain something in your back, wait a minute, because then I'll need to practice my chiropractice.
Each wheel. Maybe pull with the other arm, Milla. It seems to be maybe he can help out.
It destroys things, but
No, let's not do that.
And again, to put this in perspective, this bag is probably shoulder tall on you, Gobs.
okay, it's red dirt, red thick heavy dirt.
So, like some sort of clay, or
Is that you asking him or you asking the DM?
I am asking him.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it looks sort of like clay. Reach your hand down and touch it.
It's very dense, little bit damp, very, very heavy. So yes, very clay.
Yeah, it feels like what's that colored stuff the kids play with?
Clay.
Poop.
No, the one kids always eat. Leavox.
Poop. Poop.
Who?
Ah, poop. Yes.
I lived in the slums. I saw some weird things.
Play-Doh.
Yeah, it's like Play-Doh. Just smells worse.
The philosopher.
So poop.
Well, if it's clay, like, are we still on making stuff for nature, or
There is a door that's opened, and there's another bag you haven't opened yet. There's
Oh,
now a
it's in
door
the
to the
bag.
left, and a bag on the other side of the obelisk from this bag.
Let's check the content of the bags before we go on.
Okay,
Yeah.
who opens the other bag?
sure Nate can do that?
Sure, Nate. As you open it, you see a large, again about that same size as the clay bag, full of lump charcoal.
Huh. Are we gonna be making a kiln or something?
This is Minecraft.
Interesting.
I don't know, but I'm feeling very blocky all of a sudden. Why is everything square?
I want to go punch a
Because
tree.
it's hip to be square.
Well, let's take a look at what's through the door at least.
Do not worry.
Peek.
I shall carry the loads with my 19 strength.
As you peek through the door, you see another round room like the one you're in. This one has an obelisk as well, but this one is made out of fire. There are 4 braziers in the room that are currently unlit, and they are evenly spaced around the room. And that's what you can see from the door frame.
There's a lot of fire in here. Like a big old pillar of it.
Hmm.
How do you make something solid out of fire? Abraham, take a look at this. You know how to make solid fire.
I mean, I can
What?
make a lot of fire. Solid fire?
Yeah, look
You
at
mean
it.
magma?
No, look. It's an obelisk made of fire. It's a
It's just-
solid object made of fire.
Is it solid, or is it just a pillar of flame of continual burning?
Jim?
No, it's a solid object made of fire, as far as you can tell.
So
No,
it's like a glass held in place. You know, a flame tongue. It's frozen
Mhm.
in time.
It's roiling. It's roiling
Okay.
like it's an inferno, but it's
Okay.
holding the shape of an obelisk.
Oh, I see. So it's like glass encased fire, and it's just filling the shape of an obelisk, but there's no glass.
But there's no glass. Correct.
Yeah, it looks more or less like solid fire. Or
It looks like contained fire. It's moving, solid.
Are
Mm.
are you guys going into the room?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, we have nowhere else to go.
Right. So as you guys walk in, the door behind you shuts and disappears. And you are now in this room. Again, it's a circular room, just like the last one was. There are 4 braziers, and the pillar, the obelisk of fire in the middle.
right, so look for message on the pillar.
I suppose. Is there heat coming off of this pillar?
Tremendous heat. And as far
I
as you can
see.
tell, there is no message.
Hmm.
So we have clay, and we have
Charcoal.
and we have some braziers, and a big old pillar of fire.
As a note, the braziers are full
Ooh, my.
with coal already.
Wow.
Of fire.
Nope, they are not on fire. They have coal in them. They are not on fire.
Wait, are they braziers or braziers?
Braziers, leave me alone. You knew what I meant. Communication happened.
Hey, I was thinking about titty holders. All right.
I know you were.
Just 4
Aren't
brazier
we all?
models. That's fine.
They're all full. Wow. Yes.
Nice.
Their fitting wasn't
I
very well.
cast knock.
No. You have to understand. They're the knockers.
Ah, they're the ones who knock.
Aha.
Bring them to me. I
Nice.
cast Vortex Warp.
Fire and braziers.
Fire the braziers. Ugh.
By the Brazilians.
Hmm.
What?
Hmm.
Hey, so what are we doing?
Eat the obelisk. I don't know.
Sure, you go ahead and try that.
Well, should we just try and light all the braziers, the braziers?
Seems like a logical thing to do. Although I do have a thing I want to do before we do that.
Okay, and what is that?
I want to touch the obelisk.
Okay.
It's intense. You already feel the intense heat coming
Yeah,
off of it.
you can feel the heat before you even get close to it.
We came into the room and we felt the heat.
I know,
Okay.
but this is like a one in a lifetime thing.
Yes, literally.
Okay, I mean, if you want to go up and touch it, by all means,
Can we
Gobs
stop
is
him?
gonna turn into a goblin nugget.
you can try.
You can always touch fire. Doesn't mean you should.
If I'm being stopped, I will stop.
You are being stopped.
I'm not stopping you.
You're standing there like, I need to practice my burn treatment anyway.
I just got Gobs by
Exactly.
the back of the collar, and she's like, but I wanna. No.
Just lift her up, her feet no longer touching the ground.
Othokent also kind of has the thing of like, you don't stop a child from touching a hot stove because then they learn the fucking thing's hot.
Yeah. The ground around John's house is just littered with corpses of people, kids who drank bleach. Should have known better after the first 5.
So we just turn these brazier. What is the word? Brazier?
Brazier.
Brazier. The
As
fire
in, like you
holder
braise
on.
meat, it's a brazier.
I have a lighter. No?
I mean, I don't know what to do in this case.
Let's try and
Well, you
set
can
some-
produce flame, so light the torches, the braziers.
All
Yeah,
right,
let's try and set some shit on fire.
sure. I put down the clay and charcoal and go over and start lighting shit on fire.
Okay. As you approach the first brazier, I want an investigation check from you.
All right. Hey, that's decent.
You notice the one that you're approaching first is painted red.
This one's red.
Aren't they all red? Wait, what color are they?
They are not all red. As somebody finally decides to look at the braziers. One is red, one is orange, one is yellow, and one is white.
Are they trying to make us make them different heat levels?
Possibly.
My understanding of thermodynamics is very, very limited.
To my understanding, red not very hot, orange hotter, yellow hotter still, and white very hot.
As I understand it, the center of the flame is the hottest, and so you just follow the colors to the center.
But the one for my lighter's blue.
Well, we I don't see a blue brazier. Maybe white then. We'll just stop on white. But how do you make them so hot? And what's the clay for?
If I
Maybe-
knew, my friend, I would tell you.
Maybe they want us to bake the clay?
I mean, if it's anything like a kiln, you would contain the fire and make a funnel for the air.
You might be overthinking this one.
I mean, we could always try and set fire to all of them to begin with and see if that changes anything.
The original plan has never been tried.
Fire it all up.
All right.
Okay,
fire
so
away.
you're at the red one. Do you set it on fire?
Yes.
Okay. As you light the coals, they begin to glow a ruddy reddish color. On the front of the bowl of the brazier, words appear in red.
Oh. The brazier, it is speaking to me.
Says, "Born in the forge, I dance with might."
Born in the forge. Like born. Like being born.
Yeah, I put it in City of Gilgamesh.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna put it in the in-game chat so our viewers can see it as well.
Sound screen beat you
Someone
to
already
it.
Yep.
Yep, sound screen beat you all right.
And I see the sentence is incomplete. Also it repeats.
Hate everything about you and what you choose to be.
I joined the club.
It ends in a comma, meaning there's more. We need to do more.
Yes, well, likely you just have to keep lighting them.
Yeah, it could just be the next of them. So we go from red, then the next would be orange.
Okay. You, who's lighting the orange one?
I am.
Okay. You light the orange or the orange one. It glows with that same ruddy red. You can see words trying to appear, but they're not quite coming through.
So I think the theory about these needing to be different levels of hot might hold true. Because this one's now glowing red, but and it looks like words are trying to appear, but they can't. So we likely need to get this hotter somehow.
You just put more fuel on there. Simple.
Shouldn't we add air instead?
I don't know.
Let's try. I'm gonna try and blow on it. Just
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
We're finally gonna get to see Gobs' speed of blow skill.
As you blow, it does start to gain some color, but unfortunately, your little goblin lungs can't huff and puff and blow it hard enough.
I'm also a smoker, so
So
Well,
I am
we
going.
can assist.
Well, wait. I am gonna go over there with my decently light shield, and I'm gonna use it sort of as a fan
Okay.
and stir the
Um,
coals that way. Not stir, but blow air on.
stick your hand
Okay.
in them and stir them around.
Give me an athletics check.
Oh no, my huge muscles are being tested. No!
Okay. It's you don't get a lot of air movement, but you do get enough. And the coals do heat up to a burly orange. and the words appear where you can see them better.
And this one ends in a period.
I think if you
So-
keep that up, Gobs, you're gonna end. Period.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the sausage man's just gonna cram stuff down my throat until I can't anymore. Do the words disappear once the error thing stops?
Nope. Once it reaches the orange flame, it stays orange.
All right. So, but that took quite a lot of effort from you. I also tried, but that didn't work. So I think maybe the whole building a kiln thing will be needed for the remaining two. I think you might be right, Nate.
Well, the
What?
clay's up by the door.
Never
Yes, we
really
need
did it myself. I only saw the other guys at the village do it.
I mean, we can try. Worst that can happen is we need to clean clay out of coal.
I mean, Nathaniel, currently you have the experience of seeing it. Unless Gobs has some really weird video watching habits, I don't think she's gonna be much help in this case. And, well, Abraham is not a wildlife survivalist.
Actually, that is a good point. Let me try something. I'm gonna try and pull up my phone and see if we have access to the internet.
No, you do not have access to the internet.
Primitive technology, save me! Show me how to build something.
Worst part is he has built kilns.
That's right. And smelted iron from.
I really like the arrowroot pancakes he made. That was nice.
That's basically the plan.
Anyways, yes, Nathaniel, you lead this construction project. You at least know
Yeah,
how it
but
needs to
I'm-
look.
Yeah, just tell us what to do.
I'm not that confident.
Don't
We
worry.
We believe
We
in you,
are.
Nate. If you don't believe in yourself, then believe in the us that believes in you.
I'm sure
Yes.
you guys have seen a kiln before. It's not
No.
too different
No.
from
Never.
an oven.
As a note, the clay is very dry. As in, you could tell it was clay dirt, but it wasn't like sticking to itself.
Oh no. Whatever shall we do?
We need to pee on it.
Yeah, we clearly need to pee on it.
We are not
Didn't
going to
work with the
pee
tree,
into
it's
the
gonna work with the
clay.
clay.
If we are going to do anything to the clay, we can add some water. So
Don't we need
Oh.
that water to survive in the desert?
Gobs, I can literally magic water out of non-existence. It is a
How-
non-issue.
How should I know you can do that?
I have told you, I have done it.
He doesn't pay attention so well.
What?
Anyways, it's just I'm gonna wet the clay and make it malleable. Then you guys can focus on construction.
As you attempt to pour water on the clay, it's almost like it's hydrophobic. It will not accept the water that you are producing.
Huh?
Yeah,
Water just
listen
runs
up,
off.
fool. This is not what the DM wants.
Nate, is
Oh.
clay supposed to hate water?
No, not at all.
Well, it does.
It shoots it back in your face.
Well, magical clay, I guess. So maybe we're supposed to do something else with the clay. I don't know.
What happens if you add clay directly to fire?
Depending on the amount, it just kills it. Who knows? It might be a different form of clay since it's so hydrophobic.
Actually, Nate, you're the most nature-y of us. Can you take a
Not
look at
at
that?
all.
Can you take a look and check if that actually is clay? Because that's like a guess we're running on. We don't actually know. For all I know, that could be gunpowder.
Sure. I will check if it's clay because I am so good at that.
Yeah.
Nature check.
Nate Churchick. Ah.
It's clay.
See, you are good at that.
So the idea is we just need hotter fire.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
How far apart are the last two braziers?
Probably 20 feet from each other.
Drop a fireball on them.
Do you
Everybody
have
out of the way!
precipitation?
Out of the way!
Okay.
Out of character, do you have precipitation?
Yes, but it's not fireball.
But it says specifically it can heat a thing, and it doesn't say a limit.
So what you're telling us is that we need this
Yes,
fire
but
to go
you- but-
nuclear.
My argument against that would be there's a spell called Heat Metal that does damage where Prestidigitation does not. So there's a reason Heat Metal exists. If Prestidigitation could make things that hot, you would just use it instead.
It's because it takes longer.
I disagree. Circle gets the square. Okay, you're dropping Fireball.
Mm-hmm. Until everybody
Alright.
get out of the way and drop a fireball right between the two of them.
Okay.
I'm ending this.
Roll that damage.
What is that damage?
I don't know what level you cast your Fireball at.
At fireball levels.
I
Level
mean,
3.
that's any level after 3.
Oh, it's prompting me.
Awesome. So the Fireball goes off, and it is, luckily enough damage that it would quantify as white hot. You see it engulf both the yellow and the white brazier. The yellow one, you see it rapidly heat up to yellow and stay at yellow. The white one also catches its coals on fire and it turns white. And the last two sets of phrases appear on their bowls. Give me a second.
You know, being able to spontaneously go, that thing is now on fire, seems really powerful.
2 sec.
So now all the braziers are lit. Number one, it is much, much hotter in the room. And you see all of these words in that order from red to white.
Born in the forge, I dance with might, a fleeting ember, a flickering light. I eat the shadows embrace that gleam. In warmth I'm born, in what do I teem? Team?
Like, in
Team.
what do you live in? What are you?
Oh. Well, it's not light, because it produces light. I'm guessing it's fire, but...
Is that Doc saying that, or is that Gob saying that?
That's me just saying things out loud as I'm
Okay.
thinking through them.
Yeah, I was going through the same process. The answer is probably fire. But
I mean, that's very obvious. The whole room is fire.
Okay. As you say the word fire, all of the braziers immediately erupt into fire that kind of roils up into the air and bends towards that central pillar. And the fire is actually being pulled into the pillar from them. You see the obelisk's color change all the way to that white hot, and as everything else joins it, it turns actually to a blue color, begins to shrink, and now there is basically a torch with a solid, like as if it's being pushed out by like a gas, blue flame shooting out of the top of it. and a doorway appears opposite from where you guys are standing.
That is just like my lighter. Just to be sure,
So-
no burlap sacks, no nothing.
Yeah, anything else
Mm-mm.
up here? Okay.
Just the torch.
Can the torch be picked up?
Yep, it's a torch.
Oh,
How warm does the torch feel?
The torch itself is not warm, but you can tell it would be a really terrible idea to put anything that you care to continue to exist in that flame.
Okay, it's a very warm flame then.
Yeah, but the way it's almost rocket propelling out of the top of the torch, the heat is not coming out to the sides, it's mainly going up. So like if you put your hand over it, you would probably get like a foot, 2 feet in front above it would probably still get second and third degree burns. But to the sides, it's not that bad because it's coming out with enough force. Like when you pick it up, you can kind of feel it pushing down. That's how much force it's coming out with.
So it's a lightsaber.
Well, it's not that big of a flame, but
Nor is it that violent of a disconnection. It's giving you burns, not removing your organs.
Well, I have a welding flame.
Yeah, it should
That's
be
'cause-
useful. Hopefully, it's
Also, I
probably
need
going
to
to be
be.
used for the next test.
I mean, I'd hope so. Also, I need to be careful where I point this thing because it's very warm on top of it.
Yes. So the door that's opened.
well, you guys haven't opened it yet.
It's just appeared. Okay.
Yep, it just appeared. Looks just like the other doors you've been going through.
And if we go through that door, and that'll be another room with an obelisk. Like we open it up and look through, we see.
You guys haven't opened it yet, so you don't know.
So I go over and I open it.
As
Bring
you
the
open it,
Play and
as you open the door, it is, as soon as you turn the knob, it is actually thrown open as a very strong gust of wind comes through it. Blows for about 6 seconds, then stops. And as you look in, you see a long 100-foot tunnel leading to what looks kind of like an obelisk. And there is some type of machine that's pumping bellows. And as it pumps this bellow, so it stops for a second, and then it pumps, and then the very strong wind, comes back down this 100-foot long tunnel and hits the doors again and blows into the room. Then it stops as the bellows are filled up, and it pushes again, and then the giant gust of wind is coming. So there is a cycle of wind every 6 seconds.
so basically, we
Fireball!
just need to get through.
You can try it if you want.
I mean, fire eats air. Yes.
Fire eats bellow.
So
air.
point tip of torch at air. Start walking.
Okay, is that what you're going to try to do?
I'm saying it out loud as I slowly get ready to try and do that.
Do not know if that would work. So Abraham's just going to watch.
Well, I have a way of getting through there in 6 seconds.
Tell me about it.
Well, if neither of you resist, I could probably put you within 10 feet of the end.
I mean, I have a thing, a spell I sometimes use called Zephyr Strike. Makes me right quick.
Very
And
good.
also have a Misty Step.
Go ahead and give it a try. I mean, your idea sounds a lot more solid than mine. Mine is dumb.
Mine involves teleporting somebody down there.
Well, if you can just teleport someone to the end, that would be great.
Yeah, he's about 90 feet away. How far down is that? About 100 foot? We can get you
It's-
close.
The tunnel is 100 feet, and the obelisk is probably 20 feet beyond that. Which
Yeah.
the bellows are pumping straight into this. Again, it's that same kind of thing like the fire was. It's in the shape of an obelisk, but it's cloud, and that's where the wind is coming from, and the bellows are kind of plugged into the back of it, and you can see there's some sort of machine like a rotary arm that is pumping and opening these bellows. And when it pumps down is when the wind comes through the tunnel.
Out of character.
I can get you a little closer if I push the spell a little farther.
Out of character, the Zephyr Strike gives me 30 feet of extra movement if I attack something. It doesn't designate a target. Just I need to attack something.
You can try and attack me.
Probably
I mean, I
thinking
could
the
attack the
door.
ground.
I hate the floor.
That's the kind of bellows that you see down there as a note.
Nice. But that's 60 feet of movement. And a dash is double that, right?
Yep.
So that's 120 feet in 6
But-
seconds.
But a dash is an action, and attacking is an action.
Yeah.
So how will you do both?
I cannot.
If I drop a third level slot into Vortex Warp, I can extend it by another 30 feet and teleport somebody 120 feet.
That sounds playable.
So if you want, I can put you right next to the bellows and you can just turn them off or destroy them or whatever.
Sure.
I can teleport, but not that long, and I'd still need to run. I don't think I'd
Well,
be able
who's
to
going
make-
down there?
I think Nate might be the better equipped for it.
Well, you ready?
Okay, give me the torch.
Milla?
I'm giving you the torch.
He has a torch. He's ready. I dump a third level slot into Vortex Warp, and I send him 120 feet to the far end of the obelisk
Okay.
next to the bellows.
Okay. Yeah, and since you're pushing him that far, you don't even have to time it, because he'll be on the other side of the source of the wind. So Nate, you appear on the other side of the machine that is pumping the bellows. I need an investigation check from you as soon as you pop in. There is a on the backside of this machine, because again, it's just a belt-driven machine that's literally turning an arm that keeps pushing the bellow arms down. There's a place where it says on off, and there's a big throw switch, and then underneath it there's a sticky note that says take the bellows.
How big are the bellows again?
They're big.
Like the size of I'm thinking like if it's to pump an obelisk size wind down the opening's the size of a man.
It's not that big.
Okay.
Because it's pumping air into the obelisk, and the obelisk is amplifying the air.
you're
So
thinking more-
let's say if you would say a medium creature would use a normal size bellow, this would be a large bellow for
So like the Skyrim's bellows, like the bellows of the Skyrim's forges.
I honestly don't know. It's been so long since I played Skyrim. I have no idea. But yes, they are big, but they're not like ridiculously big. They're big that somebody will be able to carry them, and it will be inconvenient, but not impossible. So Nate, that's what you see. You see,
it off.
okay, you flip the off switch. It does indeed turn off. The wind stops, and a door appears to your left.
You're good to go.
Yeah, see, there we go. Teleportation saves the day.
Honestly, why would anyone want to not teleport if they have the option?
Exactly. Best ability. Welcome
The
back.
door behind me.
We're
Welcome
on
back,
our
Joel.
way, Nate. Just jogging along.
Soundscream, I put a picture in your city.
Yeah, I see it.
Is that bigger than that? I'm thinking from your description, it's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a little bit bigger than that,
Okay.
but it's got the big handles on it and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. I think that one is driven by like a cord that pushes down on it.
Yeah,
There's a mechanism that pushes down.
yeah.
An accordion.
An accordion.
And Nate, you can easily see how it's attached there. It will not be difficult at all for you to detach the bellows. As a note, who's carrying the charcoal and who's carrying the clay?
I'll carry the bellows. They're probably lighter than charcoal and clay.
I
seeing
mean,
how
I
Othos-
think Othokent's the only one with the musklis to carry the heavy shit. So he's
Yeah,
doing
so
that.
you're carrying both of them. So
Yeah.
just know, while you're carrying them, they are heavy enough that you cannot dash.
Fair enough.
Because they are mighty heavy.
Otherwise,
know.
Abraham is our backup
That's all.
heavy lifter.
I'm carrying the bellows. I figured they're heavy enough that they need somebody like me. You know, a big strong wizard type.
Oh yeah.
I'm carrying nothing. I'm useless.
You are being carried. That's right.
Okay, so you guys walk down there. You're
Yeah.
now in the air
Mhm.
obelisk room.
And the obelisk, does it say anything on it?
It does
Words?
not.
I set it on fire. Does it say anything now?
No, no, it does not. Mark off the spell slot.
No.
But there's a door.
Same deal. Open the door. Take a look inside. See an obelisk.
When you open the door, it is very, very, very cold. You see a walkway in front of you with nothing but darkness on either side of it. To the right or the left, across the way, there's a short platform and a door.
I mean, this seems easy, right?
I will tell you, as you guys all kind of gather and walk in, number one, it is much colder in this room. You kind of notice that the walkway in front of you
Mhm.
does have a grid pattern on it, and it is made out of ice. And there is a note or a plaque on the wall to your left.
Is this thin ice?
What does the plaque say?
It says, well, here, let's do this.
What does the plaque
Ding,
say?
ding, 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 ding,
Ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding,
ding.
ding, ding, ding.
Oh no.
The floor isn't lava, it's ice.
So the plaque says, in life, the path we take can tell us what we're supposed to do. The path isn't always straight, but you can never go backwards.
Can we go diagonally? That's an important rule.
I guess that's a rule you'll have to figure out.
How do I spell Revan? Guitar god. Nope, can't spell that. Bad.
Which end of it all are we on?
You are at the bottom.
Oh, we're at the bottom. Okay, I was looking at the
Yep.
top.
Yep, you are at the bottom. So the first row you could step on. One of our chatters is about to make a joke that I immediately thought of as well. I can see where he's going. So the first set of steps that you could step on are BFLKN.
Yeah.
Kid Rock. No, can't spell that. Damn. Feet. We can spell feet.
I don't think that's the solution. But then again, I have no idea what the solution would be.
And there are no other tips on what to do.
Mm-mm.
Well, I already know what the first two words are. I'm just trying to figure out the next one.
Yeah. Backwards is a step back, right? And not a step down again.
Yeah, step
So
backwards towards
onto
the
a
front
tile
row.
you've been on.
Yeah, if you step to the side on to stay on the row that you're on or go up a row. You can't go back a row.
You cannot go back a row.
If you start, we're starting at the B row, the very bottom. And we're going up. And so if you go from B to E, you can't go to F. You know what I'm saying? If you go to B to E, then sideways to R, you can't go down to F. You can't go back a row.
Okay.
That's how I understand it, and Soundscream's not correcting me.
Oh.
Oh, what?
And the first two
I
words are
think I see
free
a path.
Yeah, it's free the something.
Free the river.
Free the river? Think so? I couldn't even figure out that word or a word to go to. That's the only word that I see now.
From the R-I-V-E-R.
Yeah, I see it now, but like that's the only
Yeah.
word that I can see now. I never found another word. At least nothing that reached the final row.
Yeah, same.
If we're allowed to do diagonals, it could be free the riven. But that would be breaking all presupposed rules beforehand because there are no diagonals up to that point.
And if it helps, I have no idea what the hell the ribbon would be. This isn't the
champion in League.
Star Wars campaign. That's not going to happen.
As a verb, it means past participle of rive, but as an adjective, it means torn apart or the broken. So the riven would be the people who are broken, the people who have been torn apart, split asunder into pieces. The riven.
Well, as a hint, it's not that.
Mhm.
because I didn't even know that word.
Okay.
Well, I mean, now that you've said it, I get it, right? But
You understand it. You've
yeah,
already seen it before.
I've seen it
Yeah.
before. Yeah, it's just
Also, it could also be a bee named River.
Mhm.
Well, at least the only thing I can see here is Free the River. Also, there's a name in the middle of it all. It says Emma.
Mhm.
there's also another name in there.
Yeah.
Ra, the god of the sun.
Mhm.
Starts with a C. You follow from the opposite direction.
Clint.
Never mind. So, what would you guys like to
I
do?
see it. Someone has a man crush.
Yeah.
What are you
Anyways,
talking about?
don't worry about it. We'll explain it when you're older.
Suddenly don't care.
All right. So,
Free the river.
all right. So, what are you guys gonna do?
Well, I can slow my fall if this breaks the ice and I fall to my death. I'll do it.
Okay. So, what? And these are 5-foot tiles. So, only one person at a time. So, what letter will you step on first?
F.
Well, just remember, free starts with an I in Hebrew.
Going to stab you.
As you step on the F, nothing happens.
I step on the R.
Nothing happens.
E.
Nothing happens.
E.
Nothing happens.
T.
Nothing happens.
H. E.
Roll
R.
it.
I. V. E. R.
No, on the H, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw. You're fine. It was just a little slippery. It doesn't fall.
E.
Nothing happens.
R.
Nothing happens.
I.
Nothing happens.
V.
You're good.
E.
Uh-huh.
R.
Just fine.
I get to the other side.
You step off onto the platform that's right in front of the door.
Yeah, there you go, and just follow my footsteps.
Well, good job, Nathaniel.
Very good job.
Yep.
He's
Excellent.
lucky.
Good job, guys. So yeah, you all make it to the other side, and there is a door in front of you.
Beautiful. Well, I'm going to pass over and then open door.
Open the door.
As you open the door,
No,
you look
kick
in,
the door.
and
Oh.
you see, kind of in front of you, there's kind of a light slope. It's kind of a snowy ground, and there's a light slope going down, and then a 4-foot drop. It's 5 feet over, and then 4 feet back up, and then another slope. And across from you, you see an obelisk of ice and a large adamantine great maul is leaning up against the obelisk. To your left, as you look, you see a wall of ice. On the other side of that ice, so there's a normal wall, right? But in that kind of gully that's in between you and the obelisk, there's a smaller, like a plug of ice, and beyond it, you can see, because it's really clear ice, you can see there's a river that is being dammed up by that plug of ice. And to the right of the gully, it goes into a tunnel, and that tunnel is super dark, and you can't see where that tunnel goes.
Okay.
Well, that's actually very pretty to look at.
It's soft, fluffy snow, not the heavy, wet stuff.
Nice.
Can I make a snowball with the snow?
You can try because it is fluffy. It will be more difficult.
So it said. Also, when was the last time I spoke? Because I might have forgotten that I'm on push to talk.
I don't remember you saying anything at all in the last room.
I've been
Yeah.
saying so many things, and I forgot.
Hardy, 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 ha.
God damn it!
Holy, 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 holy.
Also, I was
Hardy,
I was praising Nate a lot for figuring it out, and that didn't get hurt.
Just
Aw.
getting the handy later.
Wait, no.
But I mean, the floor just walked on said, "Free the river." We have a big projection torch and a big wall of ice. Nate, you have the torch, right?
Yes.
There's also a giant hammer across the way.
Yes, but that's the smart way of doing it. We're anything but smart, voice in
No,
the
no, no.
sky.
That's the hard way of doing things. It requires muscles. See, we got a
Yeah,
torch that
we can
burns
just
and
melt it.
melts.
I mean, I'm not proficient in martial weapons. I can't use that properly.
I'm not
I
proficient in
am,
martial
but
weapons. and
I am,
can't-
but I would specify that as a great mole. A normal mole is already too big for me.
Mhm.
Yep, it is a giant adamantine hammer. Think of
And
it like
adamantine's
the.
heavier than normal steel, isn't it? It's like
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10
Yeah.
times as heavy.
phew.
And it's very much like the Great Hammer from Ocarina of Time. Yep, that's what I had in my mind.
I don't think I can lift that even if I wanted to. I do want to, by the way.
Well, considering that you need the Goron's gauntlets in order to lift, the only one that can do that is Otho.
Well, you don't need it to use the hammer. You need it
You
to pick up the giant rocks, right?
Just the giant rocks? I thought you needed it for
Yep.
the hammer. Like
Nope.
even. Nah,
Nope.
I haven't
Only
that
played
in, like,
Majora's
years.
Mask. Who this?
Yeah, I only haven't played Majora's Mask. I only played Ocarina of Time, and that was 20 years ago or most.
I could sit down and beat that game in 3 hours right now. I know that
Alright,
one inside
Train
and
it
out.
up. Do it.
All right, we can do it later. If you don't want me to.
I'm gonna try and see if I can get over there towards the obelisk then.
Sure. It's just a matter of you walk down the obvious, now it's a bank, and cross over the riverbed, which is ice. It's all frozen. And then just climb up the other side, and you can get up to the obelisk. It's just a obelisk of ice with the hammer leaning up against it. That's it.
Nate is
Also,
also trained, by the way.
Also, I am going to make a snowball and throw it at Nate.
Okay. Give me what's a survival check.
Nate fucking dies.
Going right up.
Okay. Now give me a ranged attack with disadvantage.
So I don't think I have a ranged attack I can just launch. I'm guessing no proficiency either?
It's a snowball. Every kid's proficient in snowballs.
Okay, in that case, just add 3 to this.
Nate, does a 17 hit you?
Right on the money.
All right, you take 1 point of cold damage as you get hit square in the face with a powdery and yet somehow still holding
Milla
together snowball.
Has enough snowballs, she can murder people.
Yep.
Ow.
4 to 5 snowballs
Why?
would kill the average citizen.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's snow, and I've always seen it done on the internet. It looks fun. I've never seen snow. Also, my
Chill.
fingers are numb now. Anyway, hammer.
Free the ice, or free the river, break the ice.
Is anybody else crossing over the river before Gobs does this?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. So you all get over to the other side, which is a very good idea. Gobs, it is incredibly heavy to pick up this hammer. You can drag it, but I don't think you can actually pick it up with your strength score.
Nope, but if I attune to it, I use my charisma instead of strength. That is the
Okay.
thing I can do as a hexblade.
You're gonna
But
take
in
you're
my
gonna take an
context,
hour.
in my
She
my
can
context,
take it
that
with
means
her.
no. In my context, it means the arm is gonna go nom nom nom. So I don't think I should be doing that in here.
Okay, if I hold the upper half, you hold the lower half.
Othokent's got to grab the hammer.
Okay, you successfully grab the hammer.
This is still heavy.
Ooh.
Yes, it
All
is
right.
very heavy.
Here we go. Muscle power. 1, 2, swing.
Okay, and I assume you walk down to the edge of the bank, not in the riverbed, and swing
Yeah,
at the. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead and give me an attack roll with disadvantage.
Sure. Just a sec when my mouse wants to work. Easy. There we go. I'm just going to use the easiest way I have of calculating a melee attack.
You successfully hit. The ice shatters. The river begins to flow through the riverbed and off into the unknown tunnel. And to whereabouts, you don't know. But as you do this, to the left of the obelisk, as you guys are standing by the obelisk looking down the river, to the left, a door opens. And this is a bigger door with 2 door handles. It's like a pull-open door.
All right, I guess let's try and open the door then.
Okay. As you open the door, you see a set of stairs that go down, and it is much warmer air coming up this tunnel. The stairwell down.
Should we carry the hammer and the clay and the coal and the torch with us? Oh, and the
Baby.
bellows.
Baby steps, Othokent. Baby steps.
Because Otho's carrying all of the stuff, so you're definitely burdened.
Why is the clay
Encumbered.
heavier than the hammer that I could move?
You drug it. You didn't actually pick it up.
You tried to lift with your legs the bag.
Yeah. You tried to pick up the bag. You drug this one.
It's the rules of D&D. Dragging's always super easy.
Is there anything I can carry for you, Otho?
You could probably carry the charcoal. It's the lightest of the 3.
I got the bellows. Could I carry anything more?
No, I think the bellows would take everything because of they're just so unwieldy because of their size.
Could somebody
Just
else carry
take-
the bellows?
I can
Potentially.
try.
Okay.
Just
Here,
take the charcoal. It'll be fine.
Okay,
I
so
give the
Nate
bellows to bellows, and I take the charcoal.
okay, so Abraham's got the charcoal. Otho, you're trying to carry the hammer and the clay.
Yes.
Okay.
Unless I can
Uh,
carry the clay. Is that too light or too heavy, I mean?
What's your strength score?
12.
You'd have to roll a check for me to carry it. Or, you and Gob's working. Oh, never mind.
Oh, man!
Yeah.
Give me that clay. Give me that charcoal.
Abraham the Swole is going to carry the clay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're carrying the clay. Gobs is carrying the charcoal. Otho's carrying the hammer. And Nate is carrying the bellows. Okay.
Yes.
So as you guys get down, you come to a room. It's another round room, a bigger one. And you see it's number one. It's kind of like, how you'll see in cartoons, there's like an island, right? And it's kind of got the real springy tuft grass everywhere. It's kind of like that. It's round and it's out. And you can see to your right as you get down here, that tunnel that the river went into comes out here and there's a waterfall and it's hitting and it's flowing into this pond that's now filled up around this little island. As the water's flowing, you can see it running into what would you call it? A trough. And that trough is flowing water up and around, and you see an iron golem standing. And he's not moving as he's standing there. In front of him, there is a tray that has rectangles cut into it. Right, it's got a bunch of segmented rectangles in it. There is a large furnace behind him, and he's just standing there.
Huh.
Yes, I concur.
Ah.
I see.
As you guys walk in and the doors shut behind you, and of course they do as they have been, they disappear. And the Iron Golem turns, his head activates, and he kind of looks at you guys, and he just holds his hands out with the palms up.
Give him the stuff.
Giving him a high five.
He crushes your hand.
All right. Well, is he holding his hand out?
Yeah, he's got both of them out, palms up.
He wants something.
Guess he wants the charcoal and clay.
Or
That's
no,
fine.
give him the hammer. That's his size.
Oh yeah, kinda.
What if he turns hostile if we give him the hammer?
Tons of XP will regain us a level up.
What's XP?
What?
Oh,
Wait,
what?
what?
Hmm?
What's a
Sorry,
level?
I pierced into the unknown for a moment there.
Your nose is bleeding.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
Well,
What's this
Sure.
search history on your phone?
All right.
What's this
Sign-
fentanyl?
signs of
Don't worry
strunk.
about that.
So-
Offline assets.
Is somebody handing him something, and what are they handing him?
considering the weight of the hammer, no matter how valuable it is, I'm not gonna drag it around, so I'll give it to him.
When you place the hammer in his hands, he takes it and he reaches underneath this. There's kind of a big table next to him as well. He reaches under it and pulls up this giant rubber disc that he puts the hammer puts on the face of the hammer. So he has effectively turned it into a giant rubber mallet. And then he sets
A
it down,
squeaky toy.
and he turns and he puts both of his hands out.
Oh, he's collecting all of the toys we've got.
Okay, let's give him the bellows. I want to see what he does with them.
You hand him the bellows. He goes and he connects it to his kiln that's behind him. It hooks up and it sits on the ground. And he pumps it a few times with his foot. And you can hear a great sound of wind churning through the kiln. And he turns and he puts both of his hands out.
I mean, we have basically been collecting the stuff for a forge, right?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Abraham, you're going to give him the.
Oh,
Terrible.
yes, you hand it over.
What are you handing to him?
The clay, it's the only thing I have.
He takes the clay and on the underneath his table he pulls out this large stone bowl and he sets it down and he empties the clay into the bowl, and this is a gigantic bowl. The clay bag doesn't even fill up half of it, and then he sets it down and he pulls a lever, and that trough that's sitting out in the river turns and that icy cold water flows in and flows into the bowl. He hits it again, and then he begins to knead the clay and that super cold water together to make actual molding clay. Then he turns back and he holds both of his hands out.
What do you think would happen if one of us climbed into his hands?
He would
Don't.
need you into the bowl. He would put a rubber thing on you and set you to the side.
Please do
He
not
would
become.
put on
his
a
head-
rubber.
Yes, he'd put a rubber on his hammer. That's
Please,
right.
please do not become his tongs. Please.
He does a few test clicks with you.
Somehow he's manipulating your legs, just spreading them sideways, and your mouth just opening, closing. Click, 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 click.
All right, so would you hand him the charcoal, whoever?
And
Uh,
charcoal.
when you hand him the charcoal, he turns and he opens the top of the kiln and pours it in. And then he shuts the top of the kiln. And he turns back and he holds out just one hand this time.
I believe that's a torch. I don't have them. Nate does.
Nate does have the torch.
Yep. Handing over the torch.
Okay. He takes it from you and he opens the bottom part of the kiln, and there's a place where it slots in. And when he slots it in, you immediately start to see smoke billow out of the top of the kiln as it begins to light the charcoal that is in the top of the kiln. He shuts the door on it and he turns back and he goes back to the bowl of the clay and he continues to knead it. And once it's the exact consistency he's looking for, he takes the mold that he had, this giant, it's a rectangular shaped mold with a bunch of smaller rectangles in it, and he he empties the bowl of clay all in that, and he pushes it down as best he can. Then he takes the hammer with the rubber mallet, and he's holding it like right up against the head of the hammer, so he's being gentle as he taps it, and kind of gets everything to settle in and smooths it really well. And then he turns and he starts pumping the bellows, and you can see the kiln start to get very, very hot. And as it gets hot, he then takes the mold, and there's a slot for it on the bottom part of the kiln, and he slides those in. And after he slides them in, he continues pumping for a few minutes. And he's just standing there. It's more than a few minutes, so he's just standing there pumping his leg, keeping it hot. Is anybody going to do anything while he's doing all this? It's fine if you don't want to. I just don't want to accidentally skip over anything as he does his thing.
No.
Okay. After about 25, 30 minutes, he pulls that mold back out, and the clay has solidified. He flips it over, or he takes the two bags that the clay and the charcoal were in and sets them on the table. He flips the mold over upside down, and he picks up that hammer again, and he gently taps on the back of it. As he taps on the back of it, it loosens what's in there, and he takes it off, and you see about 100 very well made clay bricks. He then takes them and he walks out on the other side of everything where it was kind of empty, and he goes down to the riverbank and he takes some mud out of the water and comes back and he begins building a door frame out of these bricks. And when he finishes building the door frame, he finishes making the arch and everything, and you can't really see because of how big he is. When he walks back towards you guys, you can see that there's actually a wooden door inside the door frame now, and he walks back to where he was standing originally, sets his hands to the side, and just stops moving.
Huh.
And so you guys look at him, and then when you look back at the door frame, there's another chest right next to the door.
We take the hammer. No.
Oh, one. Anyways,
Did we need a bunch of adamantine for the the thing?
if you like taking the hammer at this point, steal it.
Oh, I'm guessing we should just use the door.
Well, actually, let's check the chest since that thing appeared.
All right. As you open the chest, you're going to find 4 things, or well, 5. So number 1, there is another scroll case, but there are 4 other things in there. Number 1 is a bag of tricks, tan colored. Number 2,
Did you say tan color?
tan colored. Yep. Number 2, there is a cloak of protection. Number 3, there is a brooch of shielding. Number 4, there's a +1 longsword. And there's a description to that, as it is a special longsword.
My mom
No.
says I'm special.
Known as the Whispering Blade. And then once again, the scroll case has 3 scrolls in it. Same rules as before. They do have special effects with them, but can also be used to be copied down their base spell.
All right,
Interesting.
go for it.
And there they are.
Lots of echoes, these.
You love it.
And this is where we're going to take our break. So
Alright.
as you guys kind of look over all of that, think about it, all that stuff, let's take 10. So I'll be back probably less than 10, but let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break.
All right. Yeah, sorry I had to go early. I accidentally locked the door when I got home, and my parents and brother were at a birthday party. So like, John, the fuck?
That is completely
Whoops.
unacceptable. No, it's fine.
Well, they completely understood why I did it. It's just like, well, it's just habit.
So I bought something today that was absolutely disgusting in Lidl.
Oh, how nice.
They have their Christmas candies out now, and they had something called cinnamon gummies. They're these sort of, like the foam candy type things, like the Spy Lake or Frö. But
Yeah.
they were like brown with like a white base, and they said they were flavored like spice cake and cinnamon.
I see.
That is not what they tasted like. They were weirdly fruity, but with a very horrible aftertaste.
Go
Rude.
fruity.
I mean, yeah, I am.
With a horrible aftertaste.
You'd know. Out of all the people here, you would know. We have shared a bed. We have known each other biblically, Nexus.
Indeed.
That was a long summer.
The summer of '69.
I hope not. I was not born then.
Either was I.
I don't know how it works. I'm not a time traveler.
I think both of our fathers had a very weird summer.
Yeah, my father was like 6 at the time.
My dad is from the 40s, I believe. No, wait, no, 50s. No, it is 40s. What the hell?
The summer of '69. Nah, that joke got old. First time on.
Anyway, be right back.
Gillick. A longsword. Who of us uses a longsword?
Milla.
And I guess Miller can use a longsword.
I mean, Othokent doesn't use weapons in general, so.
I am back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Dear God.
Who are we missing?
A duck.
Doc is still gone. Xerxes is still gone. All right. So I hope we're having fun. It's been a little bit enjoyable. If nothing else, making me pull my hair out's been fun, right?
I try my best to
Always.
be entertaining.
Oh, did you? So, since you caught it, John, I tried to make it say Cyntari is a dick, but I couldn't figure out how to get is and a in there without it messing stuff up. So now, if you follow Cyntari, you can just do Cyntari dick in there.
Jack.
Yeah, the original version of that was going to be you guys just because the original version I made, it was a word jumble on top of it, so the words didn't spell anything until you got to the end and you put all the letters, and then you basically were going to play Hangman. I was like, yeah, but how are they going to know outside of trial and error what letters to step on? And that didn't sound very fun, so that's why I made sure it
Yeah.
actually spelled it out into something right away.
I'm terrible at Hangman.
Thank you.
Yep. I
The
think
Hello.
I think some of the struggles today has been last week or last time we played. It was really hard, and this time I made them a lot easier. So now you guys are overthinking it.
Yep.
So the good news is, next part, I don't think you guys will have much trouble figuring out what to do.
Combat.
You say that.
Just you go, roll initiative. What's he telling us? They have their weapons drawn. That must mean something, right?
Oh man, I think about kill John whenever I ping Nari and ask her to come save me.
You thought about killing John?
And I said it probably about killed John.
Yep. That's
By the way,
very
why
hilarious.
was I moved to another group when I suggested we pee on the tree?
The fact that you're
Degeneracy.
asking that question is the answer.
Fucking degenerate.
No, but there's nothing degenerate about it. It adds liquid to the thing. It also adds, what's it called? Nutrients?
Yeah,
like,
your
that's
piss is
a-
filled of ammonia.
Yeah, but like
Yeah,
that is
it-
legitimately a thing to help them grow.
It's also legitimately a
Uh,
thing to murder them.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to Langlands Festival and there was a part of the hedge, like at least 5 meters wide, that was just dead. Because everyone went there to piss.
Yep. Pee in general just kills plants. It's too concentrated.
Fair enough.
I mean, sure, if we turned it into a
Unfortunately.
fine mist or something, but we're not gonna stand and do that. That's fucking disgusting.
The mist of pee.
Mr. P, man.
By the way, since we're on break, Nexus, I have stuff for you. Like, real life stuff.
Oh, okay.
Ro handed me a big bag and say, "You'll see Nexus at work, right? Give this to him."
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he can't pull himself together to actually do it.
I imagine so.
It's stuff from Nari from like a month ago. And
Do
he
you
just
know?
can't be bothered coming over with it or asking me to come over.
Do you know what it is, or is it something I should be quiet about? How,
Oh,
what?
I don't know if I know everything. At the very least, I know it should be freaking Fiona.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I would also just like to add, in general, in all of these shenanigans we're going through, I am terrible at puzzles. I have played a grand total of 3 puzzle games and completed 2 of them.
I love puzzle games.
I have played Portal 1, Portal 2, and Cogs. I did not complete Cogs. Because, I realized halfway through all the chill music and all that I fucking hate sliding puzzles.
Yeah.
But if you do like sliding puzzle, Cogs is a decent bit of fun. Pretty old game at this point, but still.
Just waiting on that Xerxes.
Yay. We will wait as long as it takes.
Hmm.
Until I get too tired and go to sleep. Whichever comes first.
We have what, about an hour left?
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 won all the Golden Joystick Awards. They won Best Visual Design, Studio of the Year, Best Community, Best Supporting Performer, PC Game of the Year, and overall Game of the Year.
Good.
Yeah, good.
It deserves it.
Get fucked.
Tells the
Blizzard.
rest of tells all those in the industry that went, oh, that's unrealistic, to shut the freak up. We're live.
Yeah.
So
Get fucked Blizzard and Starbreeze.
And they also announced that, like, in their optimization that they're having to do to get it to work on the Xbox, those same things they're doing to it, they're going to apply to the PC version, and they're seeing close to 30% drop in VRAM usage.
Oh, nice.
I was like, that's awesome, because some people wouldn't. They'd just be like, well, PC's that released 6 months ago. We don't need to mess with it now.
yeah, they can mod themselves out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Bethesda.
Yep.
Starfield's a bad game. People who say otherwise are simps.
Yeah, I'll agree. Also, who left?
Oh no.
That was Cyntari. Let me text him.
Does he like Starfield? Did I say something wrong? As
No.
if so, I meant it.
Wireless headset didn't want to reconnect to Discord, so
Ah.
my ears are killing me. I just part of my headache is my ear infection, so I just flushed my ears, and now I'm just like,
This is a good
Mm.
place to stop. Do we need to stop
no,
early
I'm
this
good.
week?
I'm good. I'm
Alright.
just gonna be quiet. So you guys have fun. I'll be here to do wizard things.
Well, they will need you to do wizard things.
Cool. I'll be here.
So, as you guys, is anybody equipping any of the new, or if you are going to equip any of the new stuff, go
Is
ahead
there
and
a
do so.
list?
Yes, Doc put it in the in-game. So the bag of tricks, tan colored, a
Oh, I
cloak
see
of
it.
protection, a brooch of shielding, the special +1 longsword, which it's the Whispering Blade. I put it in chat, as well as the 3 new scrolls are also in our Discord chat.
I'm also in the process of putting it into group loot.
Hmm.
So,
Brooch is interesting for Nate.
and so you guys can figure that
Mhm.
out as kind of ping each other back and forth as we go through this next part. So
I'm
you
only
guys,
interested in the scrolls. You guys
Okay.
can fight over the rest.
I mean,
Okay.
if I were to debate anything, it would be the cloak.
okay. So as you guys step through the door, you step through and it disappears behind you.
hmm
In front of you, you find yourself in a large square arena. And wouldn't you know it, for some reason, we have a map of this one.
I'm scared, you maggots.
Don't be afeared.
Let me zoom this out so the
Do not be afraid, John.
stream
Are
can
you
see everything.
serious?
This is the DBZ arena.
Yes.
This is the martial arts tournament. arena.
World's Martial Art Tournament Arena. It sure is. That I totally drew myself and did not take from anywhere. It's totally my creation.
Where's the
I fucking
announcer?
love
We're
it.
missing the announcer.
I
There's
swear
hot
to
dog
God, if I
man.
get,
Hot dog
if-
man's
if I-
right there.
I swear to God, if I get beat up by
No.
Iffy again, I'm gonna be upset.
We need the announcer. You know who.
Yeah. it's me.
I do not have Jimmy Firecracker's token saved anymore. Otherwise, I'd drop him in.
Jimmy Firecracker.
But for real
That's
though,
his, that's literally his name.
That's his name,
The Cell
yeah.
Games announcer is just
I didn't know.
universe
Yeah,
name is Jimmy.
Jimmy, Jimmy Firecracker.
will anyone mind if I grab the Whispering Blade?
No.
Oh,
No, that's
There you
not the
go.
right announcer.
yes, it is.
No.
Oh, that is the right guy.
Oh, that's
It's
right.
not Jimmy
I'm saying
Firecracker.
Jimmy Firecracker is the guy who
Announce the Cell Games.
announced the
Yeah,
Cell
that's
game.
the Cell Games. Fuck the Cell Games.
Yeah,
It
this
needs to
isn't
be the
Cell Game.
original.
That's that guy. I got him.
Yeah,
He's right there.
That's the real one. No,
that
Jimmy
there's the
Firecracker's
guy-
black haired.
There's the guy you've been using in the last campaign as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's the martial arts tournament guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Firecracker's black hair.
Yep, my
It's
bad.
hip to be square.
So,
Eh.
will anyone mind if I grab the Whispering Blade?
I mean, I don't use weapons, so go ahead.
Are
I
you feeding it to your arm?
Yeah, that's why I'm
Needs to
asking
be.
because I think the arm's just gonna consume.
It will. But you will still. You know what? You will hear the voice of the blade.
It's a sentient sword, so what the hell's gonna
Yeah.
happen?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm getting to. So as the arm begins to consume it, you will hear the blade start trying to talk to you to introduce itself, and then the voice goes silent, and you just hear a rumble. That is a familiar rumble to you.
Jeez, Gobs just killed the sword.
Did
So your arm now has the Whispering Blade effect.
Yep. I will be
your
adding
arm
that
can now
to-
communicate with you telepathically?
The +1 longsword effect is only on the sword form, yes? the
Correct.
one that mimics a longsword.
Correct.
Because I remember we talked about that a while ago, and yeah, that is. I believe that was also how we agreed on doing it.
Yep. Yep, but you just killed the soul of that sword, so that surely won't come back to haunt you.
Gobs has bought a ticket directly to hell.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm already going there. I've split a man apart. I've done horrible things.
So in front of you, you see these 3 large dragon-like creatures. They don't have wings. Imagine a giant dragon dog. That's what you're kind of looking at. Behind them, just standing by his stand, is Hot Dog Guy, eating a hot dog. Oh, hey, fellas.
Hey, found anything good at the pub?
Yeah, no, Rob's a good guy. He takes good care of things there. So, so here's what we're doing here. This trial's pretty straightforward. Dragon Dog's gonna try to eat you. Don't let them do that. And if you guys win, I'll take you to the pub. Give you guys a little break.
Well, alright. Sounds simple enough.
Any questions?
Yeah, plenty, but I don't think they are related
Okay.
to this.
Hey, that's a good call there. It's a good call there. All right, so let's get started, and it's time to roll initiative.
I can't select my token.
Yeah.
You guys
need
can't
to-
select them?
We
What?
need to be given control of our individual tokens.
I mean, I can select mine. I sure don't just have the wrong tool equipped.
Well, aren't you special?
I am. Thanks for noticing.
Gob, so you should be able to move yours. This represents Abraham Grissom.
Now I can select them.
Yep. This
I can move,
represents
yes.
Nate.
Yeah.
And Otho, you can move yours.
Yep. I've
Alright,
already rolled
cool.
initiative and everything.
Awesome.
So I'm calling it right now. If you're only giving up intelligent weapons that I can eat, just end up with a cacophony of tortured voices in that arm.
No, like gone. I think it's gone, dude.
Okay, let's see. I have a shielded the sentinel equipped, meaning that I have advantage on initiative checks. So I'm gonna roll twice.
That really sucks.
14.
Ah, that's a 2. Come on.
I mean, if there are rolls or anything to go by. I think you're good, Nate.
But seriously, well, I've not rolled well in initiative a single time. What the heck? Oh, you have plus 10 to initiative. Well, let's make sure you roll 10 lower than normal.
All
Yeah.
right. Let me get, where's my stat sheet at? There they are.
I'm
Look at
really
those
sad the sword got
beautiful guys.
consumed.
These guys look awesome. Here, I'll throw this in Discord so it's easier for you guys to see. That's what they look like.
They do look
Oh,
cool.
neat. A
Mhm.
big doggo.
Mm-hmm. All
And you
right.
get them as mounts.
I'm sure you can mount them. Otho, get on it.
No.
All right. Othokent, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Alright, how the hell did I manage to start off? Oh well. Let us see. All things considered. So do my friends still have any wounds on them, or are they just fine and dandy?
Their hit points are whatever their hit points were.
Fair enough.
Nate is only slightly scuffed, but it's not enough to warrant any medical care.
Abe maybe took a snowball to the face.
I have a few
about it.
paper cuts, and that's about it.
Well, that is fair. Just making sure. Let's see the range. Ooh, 95 feet. It's long. How long for me to toll the bell? $60. Yeah, I'm not getting within 60 feet of those because then they're going to try and eat me. I am just going to prepare an action to cast Toll the Dead when one of them enters my reach,
Okay,
which is 60 feet.
sounds good. Anything else you'd like to do?
No, that takes my action stuff.
All right, so drink number 3, which is this guy. Do I have the right selection tool? I do not. Which is this guy here. You see electricity starting to shoot from his body to the ground. He kind of hunkers down, and he disappears. And he reappears right here. That is his bonus action. And you can do your Toll of the Dead.
All right. Just click. It's got to be left damage if he fails because he hasn't taken any damage yet.
It's a wisdom save.
Hmm?
He fails, so he will take 10 necrotic damage. And I need you to roll a d6 for me.
Right. 4.
As your spell hits him, he turns, the blue scales on his skin turn red.
Ha.
And he is going to take 1 attack on Nate, because Nate's right in front of him. And he's going to try to bite you.
Please don't.
Does a 21 hit?
Yes.
Okay. You take 10 piercing damage as he bites you. Also, you notice as his maw opens up to go to bite you, flame starts billowing out of his mouth. You take an additional 3 fire damage as he nom-noms on you.
Ow.
Gobs, it's your turn.
Alrighty then, I'm gonna move.
Okay.
To there.
Okay.
I believe that is flanking.
It would be, yes.
I'm gonna try out this new sword of mine on it.
Go for it.
Flanking is advantage, right?
Correct.
Before I attack, though, I am going to use a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to use my bonus action to use Hexblade's Curse on it.
Alrighty.
That's all of that. It now crits on a 19. Adds my proficiency bonus to damage, and if it dies, I regain some hit points.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just add those in. Give me a moment. All right. Is there any way I can make it automatically crit on a 19? I don't think there is. Oh, there is.
That hits.
All right. 10.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me.
All right.
Okay.
And I have a second attack.
Go for it. That hits.
Another 10 damage.
Roll a d6 for me.
2.
The scales shimmer and turn back to blue.
Alrighty then. And that is my turn.
All right. Nate. What would you like to do, my friend?
Ow! Well, Nate is gonna pull out his short sword and cast Zephyr Strike.
Mm-hmm.
And then he. The thing here is, it says once before the spell ends, you can give yourself advantage. But I already have advantage, so I don't want to use that right now.
Then the rest of this spell does not trigger. Because it says that attack.
Yeah, so I'm not using the
The
second effect
advantage. Okay.
yet. Right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or does
So,
it
so,
just
so,
stack?
so, by the way I read that spell, the first part applies. Period. You move like the wind
Yes.
for the duration your movement doesn't provoke opportunity attacks. The second part only happens if you
Once.
spend the advantage, and it only happens once. So if you give yourself advantage, you get the extra damage, and your speed increases by 30 feet.
But no matter if you spend it now or spend it later, the first part always takes effect for the full minute as long as you maintain concentration.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was just worried about me being forced to use the second.
Yeah, no, because if you don't have to use the second part, otherwise it wouldn't be 1 minute. It would be your next attack, is what it would say for duration.
Yeah, it just. When you play with several different DMs, they
Yeah.
have different
Sure.
opinions.
Yeah, no,
Anyways,
you don't have to use it. That'd be dumb.
stab.
Your sword glances off his scaly hide and does no damage.
And moves back here.
Okay, good. All right, anything else you'd like to do?
Not right now.
Mr. Grissom.
Hello. I'm fighting a kitten right now. How are you doing,
Mhm.
buddy?
You can take him. He's only a CR 1/4.
Oh, it's true. He jumped down. I have a thing in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
It's big and mean. Has it taken an attack of opportunity already this round? That
Not that you're aware of.
Well, I got a couple things I can do. I'm trying to be clever, though.
Then man, coach, I can take him.
What is that? That's kind of nice. Well, I could move. It would still hit. Would hit everybody, no matter which way I moved. Damn it. I'm going to have to position myself better for that spell. Damn it. 30 foot. Where's my measuring tool? Yes. I would have to be on the other side of him in order to fire this spell. I guess that would work. I mean, it wouldn't trigger attack of opportunity, right? Moving around to the other side of him.
No, it would not.
Oh, he's almost dead though, or he's hurt. It's my
He's on the
only
half.
He's under half, yeah. I think I'll save that spell for somebody else, but I don't have another damaging spell of that level, so I'll have to go down one. Okay, magic missile it is. Damn, I really wanted to use that one. Let's see. We'll just do a normal magic missile. Okay. Didn't know where everybody would be by the time everybody started done moving, so I didn't know. So 4 force damage. Oh, I only rolled once.
What level were you doing it at?
Level 1.
Okay, so that's 3 darts.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want to do the multiplier, or you want to roll them individually?
I like rolling dice. I mean, I know
Okay.
it'd be beneficial for me to like say multiplier at this point and just get ×3, but
All right, roll 2 more. Okay.
then +3 for.
So those, and the funny thing is, it's going to end up being the same thing, right?
Yeah, because it's with each of them anyway.
Yeah. So you're going to do 12 total damage.
Mhm.
I need you to roll a d6 3 times for me.
3 different times, not 3d6.
Not 3d6, 3 different times. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do? Abraham?
Yes, but I'm not that level yet, so I'm going to.
Okay.
Do I
Anything you'd
chance?
like to do that you can do?
Move, but the question is, do I risk the attack of opportunity against my AC? Or do I risk standing there for a full attack? I'll take the risk. I'll take a 5-foot step and see what happens.
Risk it for biscuit.
Does a 10 hit you?
No.
So as it goes to snap at you, you do see electricity slapping through or jumping through his jaws, but he does not manage to hit you.
Okay.
He's badly hurt, so he's kind of sloppy with his movement.
That's going to be it for me.
Okay. All right, Drake number 2. He's going to hunker down. Lightning's going to shoot from his body. And he is going to go boop. And as he's right next to you, he opens his mouth, Otho, like he's going to bite you. But you see that electricity jumping between his teeth. And then you see it swell in his throat. As you and Abraham both need to make a dexterity saving throw. As he belches lightning.
Oh, bod. I didn't mean to roll disadvantage, but 17.
Either way, you both made the save, so you'll take half the damage. But it is pretty potent. So it does 23 points of damage, reduced by half. So that would be 11 points of lightning damage.
All right.
And that is his turn. Oh, let's see if does he get it back? Boop. Okay. I don't know why the damage rolled to you guys. Oh well. And Drake number 1. He is also going to teleport. He will do the hunker down thing. He's going to pop here. And he's also going to breathe his lightning. So that means Gobs and Nate need to make dexterity saving throws.
But what about the other Drake?
He gets healed.
I was not supposed to with advantage, so that's just a 9.
So Gobs, you take 25 points of lightning damage.
Ow.
Nate, you take 12 points of lightning damage. And the Drake in between you does not get healed, but he is unaffected by the lightning. Othokent, it's your turn, buddy.
Jesus fuck. I don't have access to any mass spells yet.
That reminds me.
Both Nate and Gobs looking pretty bad in this situation.
Also, I forgot that I have extra attack, so that's dumb.
Yup.
Focus your healing on Nate. If this thing dies, I can drink it like a Capri Sun.
I will use a 3rd level spell slot and cast Aura of Vitality. So I'm just gonna add a nice aura to me so I can see who's within range. Oop. Ah, good. Nathaniel's in range. So I'm going to use a bonus action to heal Nathaniel.
For 2d6.
Yeah. Plus extra because I'm a life domain cleric.
Ah. So to say, how in the hell did you get 15 from 2d6? Well, that's how. Good job.
That's how.
He does the Yu-Gi-Oh dice roll. Threw the dice so hard it split in 2 and rolled a 7.
15 health?
15 health.
Is that something that really happened in that show?
Yeah, they're playing a game where they have to roll low, and the villain gets angry, throws the die in his face, it splits in 2, he rolls a 7 and loses.
That's dumb.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is dumb.
I
Alright.
mean, at that point, they were literally cheating.
Othokent, anything else you'd like to do on your turn?
I mean, I could try and move, but then it just gets to try and attack me, and then I might lose my aura of vitality. It's gonna attack me anyway, so might as well stand my ground. I'm out of actions. Sure. As the youngin said, come at me, bro.
All right. It is Drake 3's turn. And he is going to try to nom the gobs. So he's
Just called me.
the gobs. Yep. Ooh, that is a 24 to hit.
Even with shield, that will just match, so it hits.
Take 6 physical damage. And 2 lightning damage as he noms you.
Alright.
And then he's going to quickly pivot and slap you with his thick, meaty tail.
Please don't.
That is an 18.
That gets caught on the shield.
Nice. So that one does not take any effect. And that is his turn.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna do a bit of measuring now, so just forgive me for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder for the radius sphere. That would catch myself an Otho in the blast, I believe.
I do not want to get caught in any blasts if at all avoidable.
If I angled it like this.
It will not get the wounded one with that little bit.
Aww. Yeah, never mind. I'm just gonna do something a bit more basic then. I am going to... Yeah, actually, I'm going to cast a spell before anything else. I'm going to cast Hex on the bottom one. Just normal Hex. And
Okay.
since I need to specify a stat that it has disadvantage in, I'm gonna say Strength.
Okay.
Just in case it decides to get smart and try and grapple.
So do you not want me to attack it?
Oh, you're free to attack it if it survives this, because I'm gonna attack it now. And besides, I can just move my Hex if it dies. And I'm then going to attack it with my Whispering On Blade.
Mm-hmm.
No longer advantage, though.
That hits.
For that amount of damage. And I'm going to apply Fear of the Small on top of it.
No, you're not.
I'm not?
Mm-mm.
Alright, it just dies. That means
Mm-hmm.
I get my Warlock level plus my Charisma modifier as healing as I eat its life force.
Go for it.
So I heal for 9.
Awesome. Yep.
That
It
leaves the other.
crumples to the ground and it is dead.
Alright, in that case, attack the one up north.
Okay.
None of the bonuses apply to it now. But I still do have concentration on Hex, I just can't move it yet.
Mm-hmm. That hits. Nice. Roll a d6 for me. Okay. As you hit it, its scales shimmer and turn red.
Alrighty then, and that is my turn.
Nate.
When you say they turn red and change color, is that like they're blue tinged red, or are they full on chroma change to red?
Full on chroma change to red.
Okay.
Yeah, so Nate is gonna yeah, it looks like Gobx is gonna need the help more. Currently at least. So gonna concentrate his energy over at this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Planar Warrior designated as the target.
Mm-hmm.
And then I want to use my my Zephyr Strike.
Okay. For the advantage. Yep.
For the advantage.
And the extra damage. Gotcha. That definitely hits. Woof.
And the planar warrior. And let's just add favored foe on top.
Did that also add the damage from Zephyr Strike?
He has to
Does
use
that
the Zephyr
add
Strike.
damage too?
It does. It's like a D8.
Oh, well,
Yeah, 1d8 force damage.
roll 1d8.
So
There we go.
11, 13, 33 damage. Jeez.
One shot.
You put an arrow straight into his throat, and there's a gurgling sound. It's still on his feet, but he's not looking very good at all. And I do need you to roll a d6 for me. His scales shimmer and turn green.
That is fine.
Okay.
Second attack.
Mm-hmm. That hits. And he falls over dead as the second arrow sinks in right above the first one, and he just slumps to the ground.
Deletes himself from existence.
Like the other, he disintegrates.
Oh, I moved him to the map layer.
You didn't put the map on the map layer. So click on the actual map and right click on it and just send it to the map layer.
Okay,
Or maybe
wait
it's behind. Try move
1
behind.
second.
Right click on the map and select move behind.
I need to figure out something on the wording here for favored foe. So can I ask you? Hello?
Yeah.
It says the first time on each of your turns that you hit the favored enemy and deal damage to it, including when you mark it, you can increase that damage by 1d4. So I triggered favored foe on the first attack. Does that mean I can't use it on
You wouldn't
the
have been able to
second
use it on
attack?
the second attack.
Yeah, even though it is like it says including when you mark it.
Yeah, it's saying the first time on each of your turns when you hit a favorite enemy, including when you mark it. So when you mark it, you can even use that the turn that you marked it, is what it's saying.
Well, I did that, but just how I'm reading it, it's not my favorite foe until I mark it. So at first, I'm marking it, and then on the second attack, it's actually the first turn it's favored.
In the same
Anyways,
turn you mark it, you can hit it and do favored foe damage.
In any case, it's fine. Does Gobs heal from that too?
No, that would have been for the Hexblade's Curse, and that was only on one creature. And I have no
Okay,
way of
okay.
recasting it, so I can only do that once, meaning that you didn't lose mana healing or anything.
That's fine. Yeah, that'll be Nate's turn as he moves down there.
All right. Abraham, what would you like to do?
Step up to here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to fire a 30-foot cone at this guy right here, angled in a way to where it does not hit Otho.
Okay.
Hopefully you can imagine that line and cone.
Yeah, that won't be a problem.
Okay. It's a 30-foot cone.
Okay. Of what?
Rhymes binding ice.
Okay.
I'll post it.
Sure.
And here's where I'm going to get weird with you to test you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use the Order of Scribes ability to change the damage to psychic damage from Tasha's Mind Whip. So he's no longer being bound by ice, but by an incredible migraine. I hope you can sympathize with this creature.
Gotcha. We can deal with that. Okay, so he needs to make a dexterity save.
Constitution saving throw.
Constitution
starts
save.
I mean, I can change the damage, but I can't change the save.
Gotcha.
Poor guy.
Okay, what's the DC?
DC is 16.
He does not make that DC. So roll damage.
He takes 6 damage, and his movement is now 0. And he cannot make a movement until somebody else frees him from his mental anguish. I was just playing with it. I wanted to see how it would work.
Until
Yep.
it or another creature within reach of it uses an
Oh,
action
it.
to break.
Yeah, he has to use an action to break it. There you go. Sometimes I skip over words when I got a headache.
It's fine.
Oh.
That's why I wanted to help.
Yep.
All right.
That's what I wanted to do. Just wanted to use that spell.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You wanted to give your headache to someone else?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. So Drakey boy, he's gonna try to bite Othokent.
I was hoping I'd roll more damage in 3, 2, 1. Jesus.
Well, at least you get 5 points.
Otho, does an 11 hit you? Othokent?
Did John go AFK again?
We
Oh,
lose him?
microphone cable just went fucky wuggy. No, 11 does not hit.
All right. So he snaps at you and misses.
Oh.
He is then going to try to slap you with his whippy tail. Does a 14 hit you?
No.
Yeah, he's moving kind of sluggish and everything. He's got a little bit of blood trickling out of his nose for some reason. He's not feeling very good. He's having a rough day. And
Yeah,
that's his
please-
turn.
Please don't vomit on my shoes.
You
Yeah,
wear
wait.
shoes?
Well, yes. It's required by law. I'll lose my practice if I don't. Anyways, since Nathaniel has been so nice to move outside of my range, I guess Gobx gets healed.
Yes.
So, no dying.
So 15 hit points for Gobs. And that's with your bonus action?
Yes, I still have an action.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? I'm in range.
Through my aura, I am barely touching the tiniest piece of you. Anyways. Alright, that was that.
Disengage?
Nah, I can tank it. He said, and then he died. Anyways, ding dong, please go die. Wow! Oof.
So 6 or 6?
I rolled the exact same thing on both.
He's going to take 6 damage. Oh, and roll a d6 for me.
Why couldn't I get the
Actually,
damage the
let's
other-
back up. I apologize. Abraham, you need to roll a d6 as well. I forgot to have you roll one.
Why couldn't I have had the other told the dead D12 damage? I was like over 20.
Okay, so Abraham, when you hit him, nothing changed. Othokent, when you hit him, his scales shift to black.
I get it. Anyways, that's gonna be me turn. I am
Alright.
Dunsies.
Gobs, it's your turn.
All right. First of all, bonus action: move the hex to that thing. That now has
Mhm.
disadvantage on strength.
Okay.
I can move to there, which is not quite enough to flank. But I am going to attack it either way. That attack is not coming through. Let me try again. Well, that didn't help.
That unfortunately does not hit.
All right, second attack.
That one does.
With 12.
Okay. You're able to cut firmly into his back quarter. He does
Also
not seem
applying,
to appreciate it.
also applying Fury of the Small because I can. Takes 3 additional.
He definitely
that
does
works.
not look like he's feeling well.
And I'm mad because he's larger than me.
I mean, everything's bigger than you.
Yeah, that's sort of the point. Everything
Anything
needs
else
to be
you'd like to
cut
do?
smaller. No, I'm out of actions.
Awesome. Nate, it's your turn, my friend.
Yep. Well, gonna move over here. And I'm gonna shoot, bang, bang.
All right, let's see it. That hits.
Oh.
That also hits. And that hits. Okay. Roll. Or
Yeah.
Gobs, I need a d6 out of you. And Nate, I need 2 separate d6 rolls out of you two. You.
Yeah.
So Gobs, after you hit him, he would have shifted to green. Or no, I'm sorry, to red. Nate, your first hit shifted him to green. Your second hit shifted him back to black. So he is currently black.
Thank fuck Othokent doesn't have epilepsy.
There's a deep thrumming house bass somewhere in the background.
Just hearing the root sandstorm in the distance.
Mhm.
If only some of us had the background of City Guard, we would have gotten bonus to damage on it.
Nate, do you have anything else?
No, not something I want to use right now.
Alrighty. Abraham, it is your turn. It's currently black. His scales are currently black.
I'm going to upcast magic missile to level 2.
Okay.
Which is 5d4. Right? No.
It's an
4d4.
extra. Yeah, it's an extra d4 for each one up, isn't it?
$12 damage.
All right. How do you want to do this?
As the magic missiles leave the fingertips of Abraham, they zip through in a straight line. Just piercing into his various vital organs, throat, chest, and just, I don't know. Once in, they don't exit; they just dissipate. So all they see is holes going into him. Then he slumps over.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So as the last one stumbles and falls, I go, you hear the slow clap from the hot dog vendor. You know, see? I knew I should have brought 4 of them. I knew I should have brought 4 of them. But, you know, we got to be fair about these things. So, he snaps his fingers and a pair of doors appear near you guys with frosted glass on them. You know, as promised, let's let you guys take a little bit of a break. Welcome to the Quantum Superposition Sanctuary. And you see that a old-timey type scroll on that frosted glass that says that, Quantum Superposition Sanctuary. And there's a set of doors in front of you. What would you like to do?
Can I first get to divvy out the rest of my aura and heal my teammates?
Yeah, you can do that.
Great. I have 8 rounds of it left, so I'll start with the guy down at the bottom. Nate, tell me when you're at full health.
Yep, full.
All right. Then goes Abraham,
Well,
Gobs,
29. Do it for you, Gobs.
Doc?
Doc, speak. Push
I
button.
forgot to click the button. I was good at 20.
All right, then the last ones will be for me. Let's see. I actually think that should be in. Oh, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1 more. Ah! I'm at full.
Awesome.
That's
Beautiful.
a good spell.
It is really good. I love that it was added to a cleric spell list because it's insane.
Wait, it wasn't?
No, it was.
Yeah, but I mean,
well,
it wasn't there originally?
no, it used to be a paladin spell,
Jesus.
but it used to also be a 3rd level paladin spell. So when it's suddenly thrown onto the cleric spell list, it's a really, really good healing spell.
All right, so cherry wood stained doors with the frosted glass with the pub logo on the glass are sitting in front of you guys. What would you like to do?
So this would have been the 3rd of the 6 tests you talked about?
Yep.
What are we being tested for?
Wordiness. He just Abraham says that and kind of shrugs at you.
Well, let's enjoy the break while we have it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Worthy for our viewers. Worthiness, not wordiness.
Who has
There
the
was a
most
que-
words?
There was a question being asked. Sorry. So as you guys walk through, open the doors and walk in, you find a very homey, just kind of pub restaurant. As you look around, you see nothing but empty tables, with the exception of a couple things. Number one, you see probably a lady in her early 40s, who's obviously a waitress, who looks very, very done with all of this, right? But she's sitting there and she's folding silverware. So putting the silverware in the napkins and folding it. You can smell all kinds of good aromas coming from a kitchen, but you cannot see the cook who's back in the kitchen. At the bar, you see an overweight guy, probably in his late 40s, early 50s, balding, big handlebar mustache. And he goes, "Oh, hey, you've made it to the Trial of Rest. Not many people make it this far. Well, good on you guys. So I'm allowed to tell you what's going on. You guys can have a seat. You can eat. You can relax. You guys get a little over an hour to rest and enjoy your trial of rest, and then you move on to the next trial. And
How's this a trial?
some people can't sit still. I tell you what, though, your friend over there, she's had no problems doing it. And when you guys would look to where he's pointing at the other end of the bar, you see Talah sitting there with this gigantic, curvy glass filled with like a chocolate milkshake with a large bubble of cream and like 3 cherries in it, and this thing's almost the size of a bucket, and she's just sitting down there. She kind of waves at you as she has to turn her head to the side to look around it to see you guys as you've come in. And that's where we're
Sounds
going to end
about
the
right.
session for this week.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
about right.
Nice.
Yeah, he told you she's been in the pub the whole time.
Cat has a question.
That's something they'll have to figure out, chat.
Oh, dang it.
All right. Well, again, for everybody watching, we appreciate you sticking with us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. For my players, I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I enjoyed playing with the dragon doggos, so that was fun. But we will see what happens in the Trial of Rest next time around.